While most men don't approach women for fear that they'll be rejected, Sigma males have an entirely different set of reasons. They are considered lone wolves because they don't seek approval from anybody or anything. They often question the traditional rules and have their own set of morals that they live by, so why don't they approach women anymore? These are 10 reasons why. Number 1. Sigma males don't like playing games. They are too mature for the conventional dating game that is often played among men and women. They have no interest in playing mind games or participating in any type of power struggle, which puts them in a bad position. They are sincere and straightforward about their objective, which makes it easier for them to meet someone who understands their true nature. While their straightforwardness may come across as intimidating to some people, the Sigma remains loyal and doesn't waste any time attempting to impress someone who isn't passionate about the same things they are. They don't chase after women. Instead, they wait for the woman to come around to their way of thinking before making a decision. This is why they don't normally approach women but sit back and watch until the perfect one comes along. While it may take longer for the Sigma male to find the perfect partner, the wait is usually worthwhile because they will eventually find someone who shares their attitudes and beliefs about life. This is not to say that Sigmas do not approach women, but they often prefer a more natural and less pressured approach to getting to know someone. Number 2. No eye contact. When someone avoids eye contact, it frequently creates the impression that they are being secretive or concealing something from the other person. It also indicates an underlying insecurity that turns Sigmas off abruptly. Eye contact is a vital aspect of every communication since it demonstrates you have nothing to hide and can be trusted. Sigmas dislike when people avoid looking them in the eye since it symbolizes a lack of integrity and transparency. A confident woman will never be scared to look a man in the eye since it expresses confidence and respect. On the other hand, if a woman avoids eye contact entirely, then it's probable that she doesn't feel confident in her own skin or is too afraid to speak up for herself, and this isn't appealing to Sigmas at all. Avoiding eye contact might also indicate that she's not interested in you and isn't prepared to make an attempt to participate in the conversation. Number 3. Lack of self-awareness. Sigma men don't like women who lack self-awareness. There are too many women ignorant of their own actions and attitudes and the impact they might have on others. This often leads to misunderstandings and disputes that may have been avoided if she had been more conscious of herself. Of course, this isn't limited to women, but it's definitely something Sigmas dislike. Sigma men want a woman who can realize when she is wrong and be open about it without trying to make excuses or place the blame on someone else. While this is challenging for some, it's a key feature that Sigmas prefer in their partners. They do not want to interact with someone who is always making excuses and denying responsibility. Self-awareness is linked to self-esteem and confidence, two qualities that people suffering from Sigma men find appealing. Number 4. Playing hard to get. We live in an age where women are more confident and self-assured than ever before, and they seem to create a situation where interested males have to fight for it while dating them. They often put up a stiff front, making it harder for men to approach them. While it might be considered a challenge for other guys, Sigma males are not interested in participating in this type of game. It may give you a feeling of fulfillment when you eventually win her over, but it is not something that a Sigma male finds meaningful. In fact, they are turned off by such behaviors because they are too predictable and uninspired. Everyone understands how the game works, and it does not require a genius to figure out what the other person is attempting to achieve. This type of interaction drains them, and they're not interested in investing their time and efforts on something that does not have any value. Sigmas would rather discover something unique and interesting to explore. Playing hard to get might work in some situations, but it is not exactly a technique that Sigma likes. Number 5. Social media has transformed the nature of dating and relationships. Social media has severely impacted the expectations of men. It's truly messed up psychologically when looking for a partner. Sigma men understand that so many women have unrealistic ideas of what a perfect partner should appear like or how they should behave. They do not wish to be held up to these expectations and feel pushed into trying to meet them. Sigmas also comprehend the power of image and how it might affect relationships. They don't actually participate in the internet world of superficiality where people are judged depending on the number of likes or followers they have. Sigmas value real-life connections, that is why they are wary of women who prioritize their social media presence over having a genuine relationship. Very many gurus and online influencers have brainwashed women into believing that they must look and behave in a particular way to attract any man, but the fact is that Sigma men prefer honesty, and any efforts to be someone she's not, will turn them away. Number 6. Sigmas are not desperate. There is absolutely nothing worse than a desperate man seeking to win a woman's attention. It is a symbol of immaturity, and it's something that Sigma males never show. They hold their own value and worth, therefore, they don't need to seem desperate or clingy to show it. They are confident enough in themselves and don't have to succumb to such techniques. Sigma men approach relationships with the notion of having someone else experience some kind of void. They know who they are, so, they are not going out of their way to chase after someone else's acceptance. They do not even rush into anything. This is why Sigma men are frequently perceived as mysterious and difficult to get, which mostly piques the interest of women. They're better off taking the back seat and taking their time, waiting until they sense that connection before making any further steps. Number 7. Excessively emotional behavior. For Sigmas, emotions are something that ought to be under control. While they know that feelings are a crucial aspect of life, they also know that it's necessary not to become too attached and overreact. They don't like when people wear their emotions on their sleeves and behave too sentimentally all the time. It makes them feel uneasy and clearly demonstrates that the person has lost emotional control. Sigma men avoid drama and unnecessary confrontation, which is why they prefer to keep away from emotionally draining women who are always creating a scene. They like calmness and maturity in women, that is why they don't approach women who are constantly ready to start an argument or engage in a heated conversation. They avoid any form of circumstance that might result in confrontation or chaos. This reveals their maturity and the fact that they value peace and calmness. Signs of emotional distress are a huge red flag for Sigmas because they want a woman who is confident in herself and can handle difficult situations calmly. Number 8. Superficial conversations. This is more than merely a dating issue. It's an issue of general interaction. Sigma men dislike conversations that are completely superficial and shallow, they'd much rather engage in serious and intellectual conversation. It involves sharing ideas and participating in intellectual discussion. They want to get to know someone on a profound level, seeking out the content of who they are instead of just their physical appearance. They avoid brief conversations because they waste time and effort. Having a chat about the weather, the current gossip, or what you'll be making for supper isn't going to cut it. Sigmas prefer conversations that challenge them and encourage them to think. They are interested in life and prefer discussing things that have depth. This doesn't mean that all women cannot engage in such conversations, however, if all she can provide is a small conversation, then it didn't retain Sigma's attention for long. Number 9. The dating scene has become too shallow. In today's society, dating is now more about appearances and less about personality. People are judged based on their physical appearance, which Sigmas completely oppose. This doesn't mean they don't value beauty, they just don't believe it's the most important thing in a relationship. This is just one of the reasons why Sigma men prefer to stay away from women who place too much emphasis on physical appearance. They care more about character than anything else, which might be difficult to come by in today's shallow dating world. While many people see Sigma men as old-fashioned and outdated, they are usually quite in tune with the digital world, but they will not compromise on their main values, making them stand out from the crowd. It's like they are able to see straight through someone's looks to their actual identity, and that's why these men usually choose quality over quantity when it comes to women. Number 10. She's glued to her phone. There is nothing more irritating to a Sigma than seeing a woman glued to her phone. It's like they're unable to break away from the digital world and interact with what's occurring around them. While technology is an essential component of daily life, individuals should understand how to strike a balance. You'll never find a Sigma male becoming entangled in their phone, since they are able to disconnect from technology and embrace the present moment. This is why they find it so bothersome when women are continually on their phones. For Sigmas, it's an indication of impatience and lack of attention, two qualities that just don't work in any relationship. They don't like it when people put technology over their own relationships or are so concerned with checking their social media posts that it takes away from their truth. Well, that is all for the video. If you find it helpful, consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends.